one logical extension of climate change may not happen the way many people think. In fact, one ocean may get smaller instead of bigger. News.com has learned about a new theory for the long-term future of the Atlantic Ocean, that it could shrink like water draining in a kitchen sink. One chain of thinking with climate change is that warmer temperatures melt icebergs. That theoretically raises sea levels, so oceans become larger, as News.com explored in research on Greenland in February. But the people proposing that may have forgotten something: the Wilson cycle. And it has nothing to do with the Tom Hanks Island movie Castaway. According to The Week in Britain, researchers have come up with a three-dimensional model showing how activity in tectonic plates under the ocean floor could form something like the Pacific Ocean's Ring of Fire. If one plate drops below another, a subduction zone would form with intense geological activity, including earthquakes, volcanic eruptions and the formation of deep oceanic trenches, scientists based in Portugal say. The phys.org website notes one such zone currently exists below the Strait of Gibraltar. The researchers think that could spread west from Spain and Morocco to the Atlantic Ocean, in a subduction invasion. In fact, that area shifted in the 18th century. It was known as the Great Lisbon Earthquake and Tsunami of November 1, 1755, and Wikipedia estimates it killed 12,000 people. Other major earthquakes struck the Portuguese capital in 1321 and 1531. But don't expect the next deep earth movement in that area to rescue coastal cities and islands from flooding right away. The Gibraltar Arc is dormant, but will spread inside the Atlantic in the next 20 million years, study co-author João Duarte with the University of Lisbon said. So a long-term water problem could have a really long-term solution. It is just barely strong enough to make it, and thus moves very slowly, Duarte added. The exact dimensions of the subduction zone are unclear. What makes all this potentially puzzling is that the Western Atlantic Ocean has two subduction zones already. One is the Lesser Antilles in the Caribbean Sea, while the other is near Antarctica. But these subduction zones invaded the Atlantic several million years ago, Duarte claims. The Atlantic Ocean indeed is getting bigger. It's grown about 1.5 inches per year, but that's been happening for thousands of years. In contrast, the Pacific is shrinking. That ocean's ring of fire includes undersea volcanoes and earthquakes. According to the SciTech Daily website, that activity means the Pacific eventually will close. Details on the shrinking ocean scenario were in the Tuesday, February 13 edition of the journal Geology.